Implementation overview. How we set up the evaluation in your school. The first thing is to identify two similar ability Year 4 or Year 5 classes. This is from the same year group, so it does require you to have a two-form entry. Use the What Word Teachers platform to randomly allocate one class to the intervention, one to the control. Complete the pre-assessment spelling test with both groups. The intervention group will use the Look, Say, Cover, Write spelling check intervention, and the control group will continue as normal. And then complete the post-assessment spelling test at the end of the 5 weeks with both groups and input the data onto the platform. If the intervention shows that it has a positive impact, then you can open this up to the control class. So let's look at this from a step-by-step approach to planning and implementing the intervention in your school. So step 1, identify two similar ability classes to participate in the evaluation from the same year group. Step 2, identify 60 challenging words from the National Curriculum Guidance. These will be introduced by 15 new spellings over 4 weeks. Select 20 words to use as a pre- and post-assessment task. These will be the same words for both. Step 3, using the trial wizard on the What Word Teachers platform, randomly assign classes to the intervention and control group. Moving on to the implementation. Complete the pre-assessment spelling test with both the intervention and control groups. Record the marks in the Excel tracker, which you'll find located in the resource folder, and input this into the pre-test on the trial wizard. Because this is using class data, it's probably best to have a teaching assistant or a fellow teacher to read the scores while you input these into the platform. Step 5. For the intervention class, deliver the targeted intervention. So this is a variation of the Look, Say, Cover, Write, Check spelling trial, where the learners are introduced to the 15 spellings gradually over the week, with a review on the following Monday. So rather than provide all the spellings on the Monday, you just incrementally introduce these throughout the week to support working memory. The control group will continue with business as usual for the duration of the trial. Step 6, complete the post-assessment spelling test, which I said is the same as a pre, to both the intervention and control groups. Again, record the marks in the Excel tracker and then input this into the post-test on the trial wizard. The next step will be just to complete the process evaluation and then click Analyze, which will generate an impact report to let you know how the intervention has worked in your school. The intervention. The spelling intervention focuses on Year 4-5 pupils. The intervention is delivered by a teacher and can be set as homework. Each session will be daily and introduce words incrementally with a review on a Monday. And 15 new words will be learned per week and a consolidation in week 5. The Look, Say, Cover, Write, Check is a method of learning spelling where children study a word, say the word aloud clearly, pay attention to the spelling, cover it up with a piece of paper in their hand, and we've got a template included in the resource folder. Write the spelling next to the original word, check their version to see if they got it right, and then write the correct spelling again if necessary. This version of the strategy emphasizes reading and saying the word aloud to help connect the written and spoken word. How to select the spellings. So the DfE Prime National Curriculum includes guidance on expected spellings for Year 4-5. Please use this to create a list of 60 words that you will select for the intervention. Each week, learners will practice 15 new spellings using the intervention strategy. In the resource folder, you will find a template and also a tracking spreadsheet, which allows you to link an anonymized learner ID to a student in your class. Key considerations. Logistical issues need to be considered before using a targeted spelling intervention in your school. Is there a suitable time in the day? Any reminders for homework that can be used? If you're using the templates, just make sure these are printed off in advance. And then will you link this to any rewards in your school? Logistical barriers are common in any intervention delivered in schools, so it's important to consider these prior to starting. The assessment. The outcome measure is attained as defined by the pre and post assessment spelling test. The assessment is marked out of 20 and is the same for both the pre and the post. So as both the control and intervention groups receive the same assessment, familiarity should not bias the effect size. So finally, some final guidance on using the assessment. Can you complete this under test conditions? Allow approximately 10 to 15 minutes. Can you provide an example of a word in a sentence for each spelling? And then make sure you record the pre and post assessment scores in the tracking spreadsheet and also on the platform. So that's the end of the implementation. You can now download the resource folder and the protocol. And then the next step will be to go onto the What Worked trial wizard to then start your trial.